the Sports and Recreation Center at the campus of the College of Staten Island. CSI Sports Net is proud to welcome you to coverage of CSI women's basketball. And today it's the CSI Dolphins riding in with their 9-1 CUNYAC record, taking on the Medgar Evers College Cougars, coming in with a record of 1-18 overall and 1-9 in CUNY play. We are about 4 or 5 minutes away from opening tip here at the tank here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. And so we welcome you into a brief pregame show before we have our tip-off at approximately 3:10 here this afternoon between CSI and Medgar Evers. This is game 2 of a 2-game series between these two teams each year. The CSI Dolphins winning the first game between these two teams by a score of 67-34 earlier this year in Brooklyn. That game was back on December 7th, and now just about 6 weeks later, they meet again here at the campus of the College of Staten Island. The Dolphins have really exercised ownership of this series over the years. They had won 22 straight in the season series before Medgar Evers actually beat CSI last year due to a forfeit victory, of all things. But the Dolphins, of course, are back here. They beat Medgar earlier this season. They are a heavy favorite on paper to win again here. As you take a look at the standings, the CSI Dolphins coming in with a record of 15-4. They're actually 9-1 in CUNYAC play this season, so they trail Hunter College by just a half a game. Brooklyn College at 8-2, and the rest go from there. Hunter College is atop the conference because they beat Brooklyn College yesterday. That was the highlighted game of the week in the women's college division. The Dolphins, of course, are trailing them in the standings, and the Dolphins having lost to Hunter. That's the only loss on their CUNY slate as you get to see the updated standings. So Staten Island with a full game lead over Brooklyn right now. And then, of course, you got CCNY, John Jay, and Baruch. York, Medgar, and Lehman, if the playoffs were tomorrow, would be eliminated. Obviously, Baruch and York are battling for that final playoff spot. So Medgar Evers needs wins, and they need a bunch before the season's over if they want to get themselves back in the playoff picture. But right now, that seems foreign. The first and second teams, the teams that finish in first and second, get a first-round bye, and the teams that finish in third and fourth get a first-round home game. So for CSI, they're sitting in second place. They have another meeting against Hunter later in the year, but they want to be able to keep pace with the Hawks and stay tied atop first place, obviously with that game in hand against the Hawks. For the CSI Dolphins, there'll be one notable player not in uniform tonight. That's Jacqueline Calley, who's actually been playing quite well as of late. She's out of the lineup. So the Dolphins will have to put a lot of their stock in their usual leading scorers, Megan McEwen, who's averaging just under 15 points per game. And, of course, you got Diana Tadaro, the inside threat, 11.8 points a game, 8.5 rebounds. And then Kayla Schmitter, 9.6 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game. And, of course, Jacqueline Calley and Rosa Perone are the other leading scorers for the Dolphins, but the Dolphins will be without Jackie Calley, as we just mentioned. For Medgar Evers, they have a thin lineup, but they are going to have a lot invested in Jessica Myers. Myers leads the team with 11.9 points per game. She's followed by Cindy White, who's averaging 9 points per game even, and Janisha Carrington, 7.1 points per game. For Medgar Evers, though, they have a problem scoring. They've only scored 42 points per game. We know the last time they played CSI, they held the Dolphins. The Dolphins held them to just 34 points. So a very tall order for Medgar Evers. On paper, the Dolphins are the heavy favorite, but there's a reason why you play the game, and that's why we're here tonight. So we are about 10 seconds away from opening tip, and we'll figure out how both teams will be lining up.
Up over there, so not to blow it out. The Cougars of Medgar Evers and your CSI Dolphins.
See, I
This time, let's meet today's starters. Beginning first, the Cougars of Medgar Evers.
So we're about ready to take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams. Let's take a look at the Cougars. The Cougars will go at number 3, Destiny Simmons. Number 11, Kalia Spratley. Number 12, Janaisha Carrington. Number 14, Jessica Myers, their leading scorer. And number 20, Cindy White. About 80% of Medgar Evers' scoring this season has come from their starting 5. They will need them to be very strong here. Today, Medgar Evers is coached by Benjamin Newberg, and the assistant coaches are Sherrod Frazier and Victoria Carter. Only one senior on this team, and that is Janaisha Carrington. Take a look at the College of Staten Island starters, and like we mentioned, they will be without Jackie Callie, so this is how they'll go. Megan McEwen, Nicole Mbesi, number 14, Brianna Rabisky, number 22, Lena Batar. I'll have to check. I think this is Batar's first start. It is. And number 25, Kayla Schmitter. So Dolphins going with a different look than what they're usually lining up with. For McEwen, this is her 19th start. For Mbesi, her 15th start. For Brianna Rabisky, this is only her 9th start. For Lena Batar, her first start. And for Kayla Schmitter, only her 4th start. And this obvious rotation, 5-person rotation, it's the first time that they've been out on the starting floor this season. So kind of a different look. CSI is coached by first-year head coach Nicole Sarcone. The assistants are Kelsey Carey, Christina Passatoro, and Victoria Cray. Jack Sella is the team manager volunteer assistant coach. CSI coming in with a record of 15-4, and they have won 6 in a row now. Dolphins started the season 3-0. They lost 2 straight. They then won 5 straight, lost 1, won 2 straight, lost 1, and now have won 5 straight. So they're looking for number 6. And if CSI should win here today, and they are heavily favored to do so, it will be the longest winning streak for head coach Nicole Sarcone in her very brief tenure here at the College of Staten Island. So, obviously the main differences between the men and women's game. Women will play 4 quarters, 10 minutes each quarter. 5 fouls, and teams are in the bonus, shooting automatic 2. Schmitter and White will be the jumpers. McEwen fell on the play, but gets it over to Rabisky. Her pass was almost intercepted and now collected by Destiny Simmons. Cross court. Medgar works it now. And they get it into the hands of Janaisha Carrington. Their leading scorer this season, 11.9 points. In the corner, 3-point attempt by Spratley, no good, but an offensive rebound by Myers. Myers is the leading scorer with 11.9 points per game. Carrington has 7.1. There's a layup attempt, no good. Another offensive rebound. The putback is good and the foul. So Jessica Myers, who's averaging 34.5 minutes per game, just under 12 points per game, has her first. She's also a 70% free throw shooter. She's gone to the line more than any other Cougar this season. She's 64 of 92. Bends at the knees, puts it up and in. And the Cougars have an early 3-0 lead, and they are going to press. Megan McEwen able to break. CSI the other way, 2 against 1, and we have a kick ball that's going to be whistled against Janaisha Carrington. The Dolphins have yet to take a shot here. They turned the ball over on their first drive. Here is McEwen for 3, no good. Batar offensive rebound. Mbesi looking for some help. Up top to McEwen. McEwen gives over to Schmitter, and Schmitter's baseline jumper is good. So Dolphins are on the board, down by 1, 3-2 here in the early stages. Carrington now controls, gets it over the timeline with 20 on the shot clock. in the corner. The give is inside, and there's going to foul. A little bit of a late whistle there, but Cindy White went up with it. She misses her layup, but she is going to go to the line. Cindy White is a 57% free throw shooter. Free throw is good. And Rosa Perone will see her first action. Kayla Schmitter will have to see the bench after picking up 2 fouls in the opening minute and 27 seconds. So Perone will spell her. Second free throw is missed, and Perone scores the rebound 3 seconds into the game. Mbesi thought about a long 2, gives over to McEwen, back to Mbesi. Indecision by Mbesi, gives back over to McEwen. McEwen crossing it up. This is Batar trying to get into the lane. Perone, Rybicki for 3. It's good. Brianna Rybicki showing some early scoring touch here. She's averaging 3.8 points per game and is at her average right now. 3 points. Dolphins have their first lead. Carrington inside. Managing to get it over the defense was Myers, but she misses, and there's an errant pass picked up by White. Layup no good. Perone scores the rebound. Dolphins slow things down here. They have their first lead of the game, 5-4. Rybicki spins it around. Mbesi, McEwen for 3. It's good. Megan McEwen helps double up the Cougars here, 8-4 in the early stages. Medgar with only 3 bodies on their bench. So depth will be a factor here today. Offensive foul getting called on Cindy White. And that's something we've been seeing a lot more of out of Rosa Perone. As you see how the Dolphins have been able to distribute here in the early stages. Perone back to Rybicki. That firing in of the 3. Nice job by the Dolphins. Medgar wanted a foul there. Takeaway instead. And Perone, short jumper is good. Perone's been very good from that elbow this season. And we got a 10-4 game. Medgar being very slow and deliberate. They had a 3-0 lead in this one. Since then, CSI on a 10-1 run. 3-point attempt, and that one's in. Destiny Simmons, a sophomore from Brooklyn, buries the 3. And it's 10-7 now in favor of the Dolphins. McEwen gets inside, now retreats. Dolphins want to be able to run their play. Rybicki around the horn, Perone. Perone, baseline, bounce pass to McEwen for 3. No good, it was short. And White gets the rebound. CSI recently had their 10-1 run interrupted by a Simmons 3. Now Simmons puts up a short 2. It rattles around for a while, but the offensive board by White. White, baseline jumper, no good off the back iron. And it is Batar coming up with it, getting it to McEwen. McEwen inside give to Perone. Perone looked outside for Mbesi, almost stolen. And McEwen will get it back. 15 on the shot clock. Rybicki inside to Perone. Up top to Mbesi. Mbesi looking to drive. Spins it to McEwen. McEwen at the elbow. Gives up to Batar. Batar comes in. Loses the ball. Out of bounds. Dolphins will get their first substitution coming into the game. Second substitution, actually, as Tadaro will come in replacing Batar. So Diana Tadaro, who's averaging 11.8 points per game, did not start today. We knew she would play. She was in uniform. The give is to Simmons. Simmons inside to White. It's stolen by McEwen. Here comes CSI the other way. Mbesi unimpeded to the goal, off the glass and in. 12-7 is now our score. Dolphins back up by 5. They've led by as many as 7 here. Give is to Simmons. Simmons kicks it outside as an open look 3. It was missed by Spratley, and here comes McEwen the other way. McEwen Pass on the run to Rybicki. Back up top to McEwen. Thought about a three. Dribbles inside. Off the glass. No good, but she was fouled and is going to the free throw line. McEwen, a 73% free throw shooter. Take a look at that last sequence up the floor. Megan McEwen with the steal and then the awareness to get it down the court to Nicole Mbesi. McEwen's first free throw is good. She's gotten to the line more than any other Dolphin this season. We'll see Samita Radoncic has come in. And McEwen's second is halfway in and out. Dolphins up by 6, matching their biggest lead. Carrington intercepted by Tadaro. Here comes CSI the other way, 2 against 1. It's Tadaro. Jump stop. Layup is good. Dolphins up by 8 now, 15-7, as we are midway into the first quarter. Carrington giving it over to Myers. Myers, left-handed dribble, now stops and retreats. Give back over to Carrington, back over to Myers. Myers thought about a three and is fouled at the elbow. Looks like on McEwen. It will be against Megan. And back at the free throw line will be Jessica Myers. Again, that last sequence there and the nice finish by Diana Tadaro. Myers made 1 of 2 the last time she was here at the line and front ends that one for a miss, as we see Christina Camerlengo come into the game replacing Rybicki, who got off to a good start. Second free throw up and good. So in the early stages, Myers is 2 for 4 from the line. Tadaro inside again, and she makes one count. So backing herself inside in the lane, she's had some early success. 17-8 is our score. The give is now to Myers. Dolphins up by 9. Inside, Radoncic. Simmons from just inside three-point range. In and out, no good. And here comes Mbesi. Dolphins again looking to run. 3 against 2 the other way. And now the defense collects. McEwen left open originally, and now Tadaro wide open inside. Great look from McEwen, and Medgar needs time. It will be a full timeout, so we will use that to step aside, take a break. At the 3:22 mark of the first quarter, it's CSI 19 and Medgar Evers 8. Stay with us.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back here to the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. CSI Dolphins are owners of a 19-8 lead here in the first quarter over Medgar Evers College. The Dolphins trying to make it 2 for 2 today over Medgar Evers. The CSI men with an 85-68 win earlier this afternoon. That was after the CSI men's basketball celebrated an alumni game, which featured a whole heck of a lot more scoring than that. And now it's the women's turn, trying to complete a season sweep of Medgar Evers College. So we are underway. Dolphins up 19-8. 3 minutes and change remaining here. Myers cuts inside. Her jumper is short. Dolphins might have gotten a piece of that one. Here comes Mbesi. Down the floor to McEwen. Camerlengo left wide open. She puts up a 3. No good. And the rebound won by Tadaro. Dolphins will reset things now. McEwen dribbling to her right. Goes left to Mbesi. Mbesi baseline Tadaro. Tadaro works it inside, and she puts up another short jumper. And Tadaro is now hot in the early going. She's 4 for 4 for 8 points. Dolphins have their biggest lead, 21-8. Simmons trying to go inside to Radoncic. It is intercepted by Perrone, who spilled to the ground, but managed to get it over to Mbesi. In to McEwen. McEwen for 3, no good, too long. Rebound being fought for and won by Tadaro. Diana Tadaro did not get the start, but man, she is on fire here. Camerlengo off the glass. Running jumper is good. Camerlengo 1 for 2 from the floor. Dolphins starting to exercise control now. 23-8. And on an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and change. Radoncic, turnaround jumper, short distance, and that breaks up the run. 23-10. McEwen, once again, being very deliberate about the offense here. Cuts it into Perrone. Nice move inside on Radoncic. And Rosa Perrone gets CSI back up by 15. And so it's Carrington. Carrington fakes right, goes left, goes right again. Stops her dribble, gets it inside to Radoncic. Simmons again to Carrington. Carrington steps in the lane, puts one up, it's good, but an offensive foul. Spratley did not like the call. That was actually Spratley who, no, it was not. It was indeed Carrington who went in with it. Elena DeMontro has come into the game for the Dolphins, replacing Mbesi. And Tori Moylan has come in for the Dolphins. Moylan, a recent addition to the CSI Dolphins team. Figure we're going to see a lot more of her down the stretch. Camerlengo dips inside, misses the short jumper, and Carrington wins the rebound. Back to Moylan. This is only her 4th appearance for the Dolphins. She wears number 11. It's in your screen there in the top corner. It's Carrington now. 14-second differential between shot and game clock. Radoncic off of her shoelaces and out. So with the shot clock off, the Dolphins may have the final possession of the quarter, up by a baker's dozen. And McEwen now controls. Once again, slower up the court, very deliberate about the half-court offense. 15 on the clock left. McEwen left open, gives it over to Moylan. Moylan around the horn. Camerlengo will unleash a 3, no good, too strong. Back iron. Radoncic with the rebound, and now we have 5 on the clock. Carrington looks up at the clock, stops, shoots from 3-point range, no good. Tadaro with the rebound, and we are 1 quarter in the books. So at the end of 10 complete minutes, it's the CSI Dolphins 25 and Medgar Evers College 10. Stay with us. You're watching women's basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
You make me wear my bike helmet.
Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet.
Shoebox under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back here. We are at the end of the first quarter. The CSI Dolphins leading by 15 here against a team that they defeated handedly earlier this season. For the Dolphins, their mission is simple: get out of here with a W and do it playing good basketball and staying true to their win streak here. They have won 5 in a row, looking for win number 6, the longest in CSI coach Nicole Sarcone's career. As you see the MVP of that first quarter, Diana Tadaro, with 8 points in that first quarter on 4 of 4 shooting. So Medgar Evers will have the first possession here of the second quarter. This is Simmons. Cindy White off the glass, no good. CSI will have the rebound. So this is Moylan now. Drops over to McEwen. McEwen to Tadaro. Tadaro baseline jumper, no good. And out of bounds. This will be CSI's ball. Touching it out of bounds was Spratly. Camerlengo will do the inbounding for the Dolphins. Quick bounce pass to Tadaro. She was blocked down, and now a loose ball. CSI got to it, but out of bounds. So a nice block that time by Jessica Myers on Diana Tadaro's would-be shot. After all of that, Medgar Evers will get the ball back. Myers around the horn. Spratly for 3, no good. And Camerlengo will get herself the rebound. Camerlengo going all the way inside off the glass too lightly, and it will be Myers collecting. And she gives it promptly over to Carrington, who will quarterback the rest of the way. She asks for a screen, gets one from White, dishes inside to Simmons, and her jumper's halfway down and out. This is McEwen. Moylan in the corner, gives over to Camerlengo. Bounce pass to Tadaro. She shoots from the free throw line. That one's good. So the Dolphins have the first points of the second quarter, and they break a 3-minute scoreless streak. The Dolphins are on a 25-6 run. Medgar Evers hasn't scored in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and a jump ball is the call, and should be CSI's ball, and it is. And we're going to have a substitution whistle as Brianna Rabisky has come back in. Camerlengo controls. Bounce pass, Tadaro steps away, gives to DeMontro. Camerlengo thought about a 3, spots up again for 3, way off. And Moylan gets the offensive rebound. Her putback is no good. And Simmons controls. Out of bounds, last touch by Rabisky. Dolphins shooting 54%. We'll put 28 on the shot clock. Medgar Evers shooting just 18.8%. And they haven't hit in a while. They are scoreless in their last 4:02 as they have been stuck on 10 for a while. Simmons gives it over to Carrington. They continue to work it around. Spratly, no good. Long rebound, won by White. White looks in the corner, able to get it to Myers. Her long jumper, no good. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Dolphins. By the Cougars. It will be possession to the Dolphins. Dolphins have been having a lot of success inside, out shooting Medgar 16-4 in the paint. Elena DeMontro hasn't taken a shot yet. This is Rabisky. She hits the paint, puts up a short jumper, no good. And Carrington gets the rebound. She's looking to run. Carrington splits 2 defenders, puts one up. Offensive foul on Carrington. Janisha Carrington, that's the second time she's been called for an offensive foul. That'll be her second personal. There have not been a lot of fouls in this game called, a total of 7 between both schools through the first 13 minutes. DeMontro travels on that one. Dolphins' 4th turnover of the game. They're a +5 in that category. So Medgar will control now. They have not scored in over 5 minutes. This is Cindy White. White powers inside, and that one's off the glass and in. So after a long lapse, Medgar Evers able to once again cut the lead down to 15. Both teams with just 2 points here in this second quarter. We've played 4 minutes. DeMontro spots up for a long 2, no good, and White gets another rebound. For Cindy White, that is rebound number 4. She shares the team lead. Carrington controls. Still looking for her first points of the game. In the corner now, that's a 3 right there for Spratley. That's her first basket of the afternoon. She's 1 of 5 from the floor. All her shots have been from 3-point range. And just like that, Medgar cuts a 17-point lead to 12. 27-15. Moylan around the horn. DeMontro looked inside, now settles for Camerlengo. Camerlengo fakes left, goes right, and it's going to be a jump ball possession to Medgar Evers. So Dolphins will get Mbesi back in the game, McEwen, and Perrone. They'll replace DeMontro, Moylan, and Camerlengo. Medgar gets the ball back in. Carrington will control. Following the play is Jessica Myers. Carrington drops off to White, almost intercepted, and we have a foul. I believe it was against Cindy White, who, once she knew the Dolphins were ahead of her, White just got called for her 3rd personal foul. So White will have to come out of the game. And Samina Radoncic comes back in. And CSI will control here after the 10th turnover of the game from Medgar Evers. Bounce pass to Perrone, bounce pass inside to Tadaro, off the glass and in. Tadaro staying crisp. She's now 6 of 8 from the floor for 12 points. Easily leads Staten Island in that category. She's got all 4 points here in the second quarter. There's a 3. For Spratley, no good, but a long rebound gets right into the hands of Carrington. Intercepted by McEwen. McEwen one-on-one against Carrington. Drops it inside to Brianna Rybicki. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line, shooting 1 after the made layup. Nice job by Brianna Rybicki, who now has 5 points. So for Rybicki, a chance to double up here on the Cougars by shooting a 3. 32-15 is our score. Dolphins have equaled their biggest lead. So Dolphins led earlier 27-10. Now they lead 37-15. And they've scored the last 5 points. Carrington drops off a short jumper, no good, and sprawling to get it was Myers, but she was out of bounds as you get another look at that last play. Just nice, once again, awareness by McEwen to get it over to Rybicki in perfect stride, and Rybicki was able to make it hurt, making it a 3-point play. So McEwen now hands off to Mbesi. Mbesi working it to the left, drops off to Perrone. Perrone, 2-pointer, no good. Myers rebounds. 4 minutes now remaining in the first half. Dolphins up comfortably, looking for win number 6 in a row. Simmons receives the screen, drops off to Carrington. Carrington almost lost it. Now it goes out of bounds, but last touch by McEwen. McEwen's been very good defensively all season, leads CSI in steals. She's got 2 in this game, and we're going to have a quick substitution here as number 2, Aliyah Price, will come in. She's replacing Carrington. I don't think Carrington wanted to come out of the game, but Head coach Benjamin Newberg wants to have some words with her. Simmons now baseline jumper, no good. Touchdown pass from Robisky to Mbesi. It got interrupted by Myers, so will stay in CSI's direction. And Kayla Schmitter, who picked up 2 fouls in the opening minute and a half, is back in the game for CSI. She replaces Tadaro, who's been brilliant in this one. Robisky's entry pass is too strong to Schmitter. Here comes Simmons the other way. Simmons interrupted by McEwen, but she is going to pick up the foul. For McEwen, that'll be personal foul number 2. Dolphins only have 4 fouls in the entire game, and they belong to Schmitter and McEwen, who both have 2. Simmons is at the free throw line. Her first one is good. This is her first trip to the line, and her 4th point is now in the books. Medgar 4 of 6 from the line today. And they'll make it 5 of 7 and cut the CSI lead to 15. Dolphins have led by as many as 17 on 2 occasions. Here's Mbesi. Dribbles in from the left, lost control and out of bounds, but she was tripped. So not sure if this will be called before the shot or not. It will, as you see the free throws on your screen. Robisky with a fresh 30 seconds for the Dolphins. Baseline give to Perrone. Reset. Robisky now left open for 3. No good. Offensive rebound, Schmitter, and she is traveled with the basketball. So turnover will go back to Medgar Evers for the Dolphins. That is turnover number 7. There's still a +4 in that category, as you see on your screen. Simmons now. Left open briefly, but loses control. Jump ball is the call. This will be possession to the Dolphins. We will have fresh 30 seconds have been put on. Get a courtside view here as Carrington will come back into the game. She will replace Simmons. And it will be McEwen to control. Dolphins slowing it down here. Running their offense, Camerlengo, who had reported in as well. Schmitter inside give to Perrone. She spins to her left and makes the layup. Well, Dolphins match their biggest lead again here. It's 17 points. 2.5 to go in the first half. Carrington drops off to Price, and now a baseline 3 for Spratley, no good. And Perrone gets it another rebound. That's her 3rd. McEwen now the other way, too strong off the glass, no good. And the rebound will go the Dolphins' way after it was last handled by the Cougars. So Medgar Evers with a chance for a stop there will yield a second chance opportunity. This is McEwen. Thought about a long 3, instead gives over to Perrone. No basket. A foul before the shot was taken on Perrone's entry into the lane. Not sure who that call was on. It'll be 25. Samina Radoncic, it's her first. So with that being the 5th foul, Perrone will automatically go to the line. This is her first free throws of the game. She's got 6 points. First free throw is short, no good. Perrone, a 56% free throw shooter, but in recent weeks she shot the ball very well here. Prior to that first miss, here is shot number 2. It is no good. And Schmitter with a chance for an offensive rebound, but spins off her hands into the waiting arms of Carrington. Pass down to Price. Price intercepted easily by Camerlengo. Here comes CSI the other way, looking to run. Camerlengo has to stop her dribble, gives over to Perrone in the corner. Perrone looks inside to Schmitter. Schmitter bounce pass inside to McEwen. Turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. And Myers gets the rebound. The Dolphins now have been stuck here. They are 1 for their last 5 attempts. And Medgar Evers has been stuck for a while too. They have not scored in over 2 minutes. Another interception. Here comes the Dolphins. Nicole Mbesi all alone the other way. Puts it off the glass, no good. As Price again turns it over. Camerlengo with the layup, no good. Camerlengo offensive rebound. Perone, offensive foul. That was an easy call to make that time. Both teams just out of sorts with the ball in their hands. We're going to get a series of substitutions coming in. Tori Moylan will return along with Elena DeMoncho as you see the turnovers on your screen. It's now 15-8, actually, those turnovers, as both teams are recording turnovers more than we can keep track of them. They've been rapid. As we see Carrington now control. Just over a minute remaining here in the half. Simmons gives over to Carrington. Carrington, a long two-pointer, no good. It was short, and with 1:05 to go, the Dolphins will have control. Christina Camerlengo will control and run point for the Dolphins. The give is over to DeMontrose. She's got to take a shot. It's Schmitter. Schmitter for three. Yes, indeed. Kayla Schmitter gives the Dolphins their biggest lead of the game. It's 20 points. Carrington to Simmons. Simmons skates inside, drops off again to Carrington. Back to Simmons, top of the arc, three, and that's good. Nice response by Destiny Simmons, the sophomore. Cuts the lead once again to 17. DeMontro gives over to Camerlengo. 4-second differential between game and shot. This may be the final offensive series. It's Schmitter again. That's a three, and that's good. Kayla Schmitter with the hot hand from the outside. 3 straight three-pointers in this game have been made, 2 by Schmitter. 6 seconds left now on the game clock. Intercepted by the Dolphins. 2 seconds and 1. Camerlengo long distance three, no good. But the Dolphins will enter the locker room up by 20 over Medgar Evers. We are at halftime here. It's CSI in control, 40, and Medgar Evers 20. We will see if we will get a CSI coach to come over and talk to us here. So we'll keep it on the air here. Dolphins with a strong first half and strong interior play throughout as we get another look at Kayla Schmitter's three-pointer there. When we think of Kayla Schmitter, we commonly don't think of the three-point play, but certainly she recorded a couple of big ones there. So we'll keep it here, waiting for CSI's coaching staff to come over here. And we will have head coach Nicole Sarcone joining us momentarily here. All right, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Here at halftime. Coach, you know you're up by a bunch, 20 points. What'd you see in the first half? Good. What'd you see bad?
Good. I think our defense, we haven't really worked on the 3-2 all that much, so it was nice to get the chance to work on it today, and they're moving well out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're moving the ball well on offense and finding our post good position in the paint to get some layups. Not too much bad. I think in the beginning we aren't sure of our rotations in the zone, and our low post players aren't going out to defend the short corner three, but the long corner three, but we'll work on that, adjust.
In a game like this where you're playing a team that on paper anyway you seem to be very successful against, obviously you had a lot of success against them last time. What's the overall theme of a game like this? To try new things?
Kind of to try new things, but honestly, the last 2 games, I don't think we played up to our potential against conference teams, and I told them it's another day to get better and make a statement. And you just got to go out and play and come with energy because we've been lacking that a little bit the last 2 games.
And now going into halftime with a 20-point lead, how do you make sure your team keeps the intensity up through the final 20?
I think that'll come through our upperclassmen. I know Jackie's out right now, but she's doing a good job keeping them up, and Rosa and Nick are really playing with a lot of energy, and I think it'll come through them, not really so much from us, but I think also it's a conference game. It's do or die, and everybody's going to be battling right now, so they got to come out and play.
All right, Coach, a great first half. We wish you the best in the second.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. Head coach Nicole Sarcone and the CSI Dolphins looking for win number 6 in a row after a successful first half. They'll go to the locker room and look for another successful 20 coming up after this. So with that, we will take a step aside, take a break. We'll get you some halftime stats. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half of play. It's the Dolphins 40, Medgar Evers 20 here at halftime. Stay with us.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
The ceremony was a blast.
It was just like this surreal moment of my dreams are coming true.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said, "Oh, I apologize. She won't be taking you in as a client."
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
And sitting there in that small, cold room, I wanted to cry, just thinking, what did we bring this kid into?
We're simply asking to treat our family the same way that you would treat any family.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart,
want cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind
They
wanders.
have this video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
she gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
Be right back.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the...
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. Better than ones get on. Very sad, no more love. All that I could do was remember you. You know I usually say no, but if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in. Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
I remember, Dad, you and Mom got this car with a hatchback. I said, I'd be happy to give you the money to get a really great car. And he said, well, no, this works for me. I says, why? Because it's the right height to put the meals in. Dad, tell me when you first got an inkling about Meals on Wheels.
There was kind of an abandoned house. That's where we got started with Meals on Wheels. We kind of filled a need for people as they got older.
It's the human interaction that probably fed them much more than the food.
Oh, yeah. When you can see somebody else benefiting by your life in some way, you can't help but feel good about it, I think.
Well, the reason I'm involved, Dad, is because you are, and you're so inspiring. How you've impacted people is enormous.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise!
Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt. And to follow the swimming rules. You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Mom.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
We are winding down intermission here live from the College of Staten Island. The CSI Dolphins comfortably in control of this one over Medgar Evers by a score of 40-20 with 20 minutes left in this one as we shake off the final minutes of our intermission. We'll take a look at some first half stats for you through the first 20. The Dolphins, as you can see, doubling up in the percentage category with their shooting. They're 17 of 36. They've been crisp, and they spent the majority of the first half above 50%. I've trailed off a little bit at the end. Medgar Evers struggling from the field. From three-point range, both teams have taken 11 shots. Very similar there. Free throws, the Dolphins shooting 40%, just 2 of 5. The Cougars have made their 7 opportunities count for more points. Rebounds, the Dolphins have a slim lead, 23-19, but you notice the 7 offensive rebounds. Turnovers is where the Dolphins are getting it done. They forced 16 Medgar Evers miscues in the first half. The Dolphins with 8 of their own. They're a +8, and like Nicole Sarcone said when she came over to us, our inside game, the CSI inside game, has been strong. The Dolphins out shooting Medgar in the paint 22-6, so they've been having some good success there. And the Dolphins are in control. They have been led in the first half by Diana Tadaro, who didn't play a great deal. She only played 12 minutes, but she went 6 of 8 from the floor, and that accounts for all 12 of her points. She also had 5 rebounds to lead CSI in the first half. Megan McEwen led the team in assists with 4, and Nicole Mbesi, a very good defensive player, of course, putting up 3 steals to lead CSI in that category. For Medgar Evers, they were led by Simmons's 8 points on 2 of 6 shooting. She was 2 of 2 from three-point range and 2 of 2 from free throws. And leading the way in the rebounding category was Jessica Myers with 6 rebounds in total. And Carrington with 2 assists leads Medgar Evers as well. The Cougars scored 10 points in both the first and second quarters, and Medgar shot 3 of 13 in the first quarter, and they shot 3 of 13 in the second quarter. So identical shooting numbers from Medgar in each quarter. For the Dolphins, they shot 64% in the first quarter, 11 of 17, and shot just 31% in the second quarter, 6 of 19. So for the Dolphins, they would like to get their shooting percentages back up here in the third quarter. Now, granted, they had more reserves in the game in the second quarter when their lead has gotten more comfortable. The 20-point lead that the Dolphins have is their biggest of the game. And Kayla Schmitter, right at the end of the first half, was able to can a couple of three-pointers for the Dolphins, showing some touch from the outside. So we're under a minute to go here before we jump. I was going to say jump it up in the second half, but it will be Medgar Evers' possession to start the second half of play. The Dolphins defeated Medgar Evers earlier this season, back on December 7th, by a score of 67-34. The Dolphins with 40 points in this game is already more, or just about more, than what Medgar Evers averages in a single game this season. Medgar Evers only averages 42 points per game. So in order for them to come back and win this one, they're going to need to play out of this world in the second half, certainly beyond their expectations. One thing we'll say about Medgar Evers, however, is that they do play hard, and they will not go down without a fight here. So the Cougars will have possession here to start the second half. Down by 20 here. It will be Janaisha Carrington, who's had the ball in her hands a lot. Gives over to Simmons, back to Carrington. This is Myers. Myers. Now the give over to Carrington. Baseline 3, no good, it was short. And Bitar gets the rebound. Bitar did not play much. She started the game, only played the first 4 minutes. She's back on the floor. Rybicki for 3, no good. We do have a whistle, and it will be a foul on the Dolphins. And it will be on Bitar, illegal screen. So for Bitar, that will be her first personal. That will count as a turnover as well. So the Dolphins with their 9th of the game. Carrington will control. Gives over to Myers. Inside, it's White. White, who got in foul trouble, puts up a short jumper in the lane, no good. McEwen, no look pass to Mbesi. Back over to McEwen. Cross court, Rybicki, Bitar, short baseline jumper, no good, too strong. Out of bounds, last touch by Bitar. It will be Medgar Evers basketball. Yeah, White had 3 points and 4 rebounds, but in very limited minutes in the first half. She was in foul trouble with 3. She's back out there on the floor. The Dolphins have done a nice job against Jessica Myers, the leading scorer for Medgar Evers. She just was 1 of 4 in the first half. This is White again. Myers' offensive rebound off the glass, no good. So Medgar 0 for 2 on that last possession. Have started out 0 for 4 here in the third quarter. McEwen, inside give to Schmitter off the glass, a little too strong. Rebound is out of play. So both teams now a combined 0 for 6 from the floor. here in this third quarter as we are still looking for our first points of the stanza. Myers, Spratley, drop pass over to White. White turnaround in the lane is good. So White now with 5 points to add to her 4 rebounds. Medgar with the first points of the third quarter. This is McEwen for 3, and she drains it. Megan McEwen with her second three-pointer of the game. She's got 7 points after a quiet first half for the sophomore leading scorer for the Dolphins. Inside give to White. White off the glass, no good. She caught the side of the backboard. This is Rybicki. Rybicki pass to McEwen, and Rybicki is going to get called for an emphatic offensive foul. For Rybicki, that will be her first personal. Got another look here at Megan McEwen's three-pointer after a slow-moving first half for her. That was just 4 points. 1 for 6 from the field. She drains that one. Speaking of slow starts, Myers puts up a jumper in the lane. No good. And on the rebound, Schmitter almost gave it away, but gets it back. This is McEwen now. 2-on-2 the other way. McEwen puts one up. Blocking foul will be called on Carrington. For Carrington, that will be her third personal. And McEwen this time will go to the line. She is 1 for 2. McEwen up over 70% for the season from the line. And she drains that first one to extend CSI's lead to its biggest, 22 points. McEwen with all 4 points here for CSI, make that 5 in the third quarter. A three-pointer and 2 at the free throw line. Extends CSI to 45-22. And we have a foul whistled against the Dolphins. It will be against McEwen. And for McEwen, that will be her third. No one up for CSI yet to take over for McEwen, who's now picked up number 3. Meanwhile, Spratley thought about a 3, gives over to Simmons. Simmons wants a screen, gets one, but drops off to Carrington. Carrington in the corner to Myers. Whistle. The shot clock never reset for Medgar Evers after the foul. So that foul, there should be 15 on the shot clock. There is. Now they'll change it, I believe, to 24 on the shot clock. So it's White. White jumps in for a layup, no good, and it's won by Simmons. Lazy bit of rebounding that time by the Dolphins. Second chance for Medgar, and Simmons will go to the line. Dolphins guilty that time of letting a couple of rebounds slip through their hands. Not assertive enough. And it will be Simmons at the free throw line. Simmons, 48% free throw shooter, but she's 2 of 2 today. Make that 3 for 3. Dolphins will go bigger on the interior with Rosa Perone and Diana Tadaro. They replace Batar and Schmitter. Megan McEwen will stay in the game with 3 fouls for the Dolphins. Simmons, who's 3 for 3 from the line, misses the next one. Dolphins up by 22. This is McEwen. McEwen, cross-court pass to Rybicki. Baseline to Perone. Cross-court to Mbesi. Mbesi releases. Jumper no good. Myers with the rebound. And it's going to be Simmons with the foul on Rybicki. Dolphins will get a couple more substitutions in the game. Tori Moylan will come in along with Christina Camerlengo. Should mention that after McEwen's three-pointer, no good. Medgar Evers with the ball at Spratly. Should mention that along with Jacqueline Calley not playing today for the Dolphins, Devin Mooney is also still out for the Dolphins. Mooney had been playing very well in her first season with CSI, but she's been sidelined of late. This is Myers now for three. Yes, indeed, as the officials lift up their hands. It's a 19-point game as Myers is on the board for the first time in the second half. This is Tadaro. Bounce pass to Perrone. Before the shot, there was a foul. There were a total of 12 fouls called in the first 20 minutes of this game, and now in the first 4 minutes and 15 seconds, we've had 7 whistles. The Dolphins will get a fresh 30 out of this. This is Perrone, quick inbounds pass, and she lays it off the glass and in. So for Perrone, that is points 7 and 8 on a 4 for 5 shooting performance so far from Rosa. Dolphins back up by 21. Myers, who has 7 from Medgar, puts up a baby jumper, no good. Radoncic with the putback, no good. And Tadaro has the rebound. Tadaro almost losing it, but getting it over to McEwen. McEwen stepping to her right, drops off to Perrone. Nice pass by McEwen, but Perrone could not get it to fall as Simmons now controls for Medgar. Simmons trying to get in from the right side, drops off to White. White off the glass, no good. And it will be Camerlengo, I believe, who got crossed up with Radoncic. It will go against Camerlengo. That's our first. And Radoncic will go to the line because Medgar is in the bonus. This is her first trip to the free throw line. She has 2 points. First free throw is good. It's her first free throw of the season for Radoncic. This is her first free throw opportunities of the year. And she goes 1 for 2. And looks like Rosa Perrone stepped in too early, so that free throw does not count. And a redo. Radoncic's first free throws of her career. She went 1 for 1. She'll go 1 for 2 officially that time. Dolphins up by 20, the same lead they had at halftime. Both teams have scored 7 here in the first 5-16. Inside give, Perrone. Bounce pass, Camerlengo. Thought about a 3. Drops outside to Tadaro. Around the horn, McEwen. 7 on the shot clock. Inside give, Perrone. Back to Camerlengo. Camerlengo for 3. No good. Tadaro. Rebound. Off the glass putback. No good. She's fouled. Going to the line. Diana Tadaro with her first trip to the free throw line. She's had a very strong game for the Dolphins. Leads the team in points with 12, rebounds with 7, and block shots with 2. And now a chance to go to the line. Tadaro is a 62% free throw shooter. 31 of 50 this season. After a couple of bounces, bends at the knees, puts one up, no good. Dolphins as a team today, just 4 of 8 from the line. Obviously an even 50% today, and that second one is no good as well. So the Dolphins' free throw shooting now falls to 44% for the game. Possession will stay with Medgar after Tadaro interrupted that pass. Dolphins as a team shooting 63% from the line, a respectable enough number in Division III basketball, but Dolphins need to avoid games like this where they're shooting from below 50% from the line. As the games get bigger, those shots get more and more important. Simmons controls from Medgar Evers, who are looking to win this quarter. No looker to Radoncic. Almost lost it, now does to Camerlengo. Camerlengo skates right by White, still going inside. Look to hand it off. Out of bounds. Shot clock almost went off, but it was never reset, is what happened. But now the Dolphins will have a reset shot clock. Up top to Tadaro. Round the horn, Camerlengo. Up top, McEwen. She wants to reset the offense. Moylan. Moylan has not taken a shot. This is McEwen, a shorter two, no good. Offensive rebound by Perrone, and the putback is good. Perrone now in double digits with 10 points and 6 rebounds. Dolphins back up by 22. Simmons wants a screen. She'll get one. Now to her right, gives it over to Radoncic. Gets one over to Spratley. Spratley, a long three, no good. Offensive rebound by Myers, and the putback is good. So Jessica Myers, who had a slow start, now has 9 points for Medgar. Bounce pass Perrone. Tadaro from the elbow, no good. Air ball kept alive by Perrone, but she was out of bounds when she punched that one back into play. We are under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Dolphins comfortably in control, but this quarter is still up for grabs. Both teams with 9 points here in the quarter. Dolphins shooting just 27% in the quarter. And there's a three from Medgar Evers. Another three for Simmons, gives her 12 for the game. Here's Camerlengo for three. That one's halfway down, but out, and Perrone's putback is blocked. Going back up, it'll remain CSI basketball. Simmons has taken over the team lead with 12 points from Medgar. This is McEwen with a baseline three, and she's now in double digits. McEwen, 3 of 7 from the line, from the beyond the arc. As you take a look at the assist numbers, good piece of ball movement by the Dolphins. CSI back up by 20. This is Simmons. Over to Myers. Myers skips to her left. Short jumper, no good. Offensive rebound by Cindy White. She puts it up and in. So White with another second chance opportunity. She has 7 in the game. Dolphins are up by 18. Camerlengo. To Perrone. Perrone, turnaround layup, no good. But long rebound. That shot clock never reset. I guess Rosa might not have hit the rim with that last shot. This is McEwen. She got fouled. Looks like Simmons might have gotten her on the elbow. If that is on Simmons, that'll be her third. Maybe not. Looks like they'll call it on Spratley. So Spratley picks up her first. And for McEwen, who is 3 for 4 from the free throw line. The rest of CSI just 1 for 5. And McEwen hits on her first. Kayla Schmitter has returned for the Dolphins. She replaces Moylan, who's 0 for 1 from the floor. So McEwen, who has 13, makes it 14, has the team lead after just 4 points in the first half. Megan McEwen with 10 here of the Dolphins' 14 points in the third quarter. But she comes out of the game, and Elena DeMontro comes in. This is White. She gets blocked by Perrone, but Radoncic gets the rebound. Putback is no good, and Tadaro was able to score the rebound. This is Camerlengo. Sidesteps one defender, puts a runner in the lane. That's good. Camerlengo, who was just 1 for 9 from the floor, picks up points 3 and 4. Simmons spots up. Long range 2 is good. Destiny Simmons now with 14 from Medgar Evers. Simmons this season averaging 5.9 points. Well over that today. As Rosa Perrone will now find herself at the line. There's Camerlengo's running layup in the lane. So for Perrone, she's at the line. She's 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. One of 3 Dolphins who are in double digits. She's got 10 points, 5 of 8 shooting. Second on the Dolphins with 7 rebounds tonight. And that first one is good. So Perone now 1 for 3 from the line, and CSI as a team, 7 of 12. Have made their last 3. We have a lane violation no matter what. They're going to redo this. Perone will go right back to the line as a couple of CSI, a couple of Medgar Evers players, White and Radoncic, both came in early into the lane. Perone makes it hurt the second time around. She now has 12 in the game. Tied for second on the team. You get a look at the free throws there. Pretty even numbers. And it will be Destiny Simmons now. Dolphins have outscored Medgar by just 2 here in the third quarter. 18-16. Simmons dribbles in, takes it baseline, drops off to Spratley. She's fouled with 3 on the shot clock. Foul is on Tadaro. So for Tadaro, that will be her second. Actually, that will be her first personal. And Spratley's first free throw is no good. Spratley is 0 for 1 from the line now. She's had a tough shooting night. She's 1 for 8 in total from the floor, just 3 points. Janae Lanier has checked it, replacing Radoncic. Second free throw is no good, and the rebound will be CSI's with 16.3 to play in the third. Dolphins with a 22-point lead. It's their biggest of the game. Dolphins will have the last shot. DeMontre, wide open three-point attempt, and she drills it. For DeMontre, was her second attempt of the game, and she scores it. So the Dolphins improved their lead from 20 to 25 after 3 quarters, and at the end of 3, it's 61-36 in their favor. The final 10 is coming up next right here on CSI Sportsnet. Stay with us.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt. And to follow the swimming rules. You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
We are back here at the Sports and Recreation Center, the Tank here at the College of Staten Island. The CSI Dolphins, as you see on your screen, comfortably ahead, 61-36. As you take a look at the CSI fans in attendance and you look at some of the key makes there, Elena DeMontre, her first basket of the afternoon, and it comes right at the end of the third quarter. The Dolphins improving their lead from 20 to 25. CSI shot 37.5% in that quarter. Medgar Evers shot 28.6% in the quarter. So DeMontre with the inbounds pass to Megan McEwen, who checks back into the game here. Pass almost picked off by Carrington. Dolphins will go with Lola Plamenko, who has come into the game, number 21. She does the inbounding here. Megan McEwen, Tori Moylan, Rosa Perone, and Elena DeMontre, who controls. Around the horn, Plamenko. McEwen inside Perone. Turnaround jumper, no good. Ball will go out of play, last touch by Medgar. So CSI with 11 on the shot clock will still have possession. DeMontre Bounce pass Plamenko. Plamenko skates inside, off the glass, no good, off the side of the rim, and Myers gets the rebound. Medgar Evers goes with Simmons, Spratley, Myers, Carrington, and White. Myers to Simmons. Simmons drops inside. Jumper off the glass, no good. White with an offensive rebound, no good. Simmons with an offensive rebound. Hands off to White. She gets it over to Carrington. Carrington to Simmons. 3 on the shot clock. White with the jumper, no good. And a shot clock violation on Medgar Evers as they had about 4 shots on that sequence. Not a one hit the rim. So CSI gets it after the turnover, and it will be McEwen controlling. She drops it off to DeMontro. DeMontro gets a screen, gives it to Moylan. Moylan for 2, no good, but Rosa Perone with the offensive board and the putback. Rosa Perone having a sensational afternoon. She's got 14 points on 6 of 10 shooting. There's a 3-point attempt by Spratley, no good, and McEwen controls the rebound. 3rd rebound of the game for McEwen. McEwen goes coast to coast. She's going to get fouled by White. For White, that'll be her 4th. So McEwen will go to the free throw line again. She is 5 of 6. Actually, that'll be on Carrington. And for Carrington, she's fouled out of the game. So Radoncic will be the substitution for Medgar Evers. Head coach Benjamin Newberg did not like the call. I thought Cindy White was the only one in the area. But McEwen's first free throw is good. McEwen now with 15 points after only 4 points in the first half. She's got 11 here in the second. Once again is the team leader in scoring. Now has 16 for the Dolphins. Rosa Perone, who's also on the floor, she's next in line with 14. Diana Tadaro has 12. So CSI up by their biggest margin, 29 points. It is Simmons, Radoncic, turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. Long rebound, it is won by McEwen. This is Perone the other way, too strong. Off the other side, CSI takes it away. Plamenko, McEwen, and McEwen wants to slow things down. This is DeMontro, left open, feeds it inside to Perone. Moylan, Plamenko, driving baseline, swatted away by Cindy White. Nice job by White to get in the way of that one. This is White now controlling inside, puts one up off the back of the rim, no good. And DeMontro is looking to run. DeMontro to McEwen, who slows things down. This is DeMontro now. Back over to McEwen. They work it around Perone and Plamenko. Back up top, McEwen. McEwen gets to the elbow, drops off to Perone on the baseline. Her jumper short, and White gets another rebound. 7th rebound of the game for White. Simmons has the handle. She gets it over to White. White inside give to Myers. Myers turnaround, spinner in the lane is good. So Jessica Myers now hits double figures with 11 points. That's her season average. And she now has a double-double. She's got 10 rebounds as well. McEwen hands off to DeMontro. Receives the screen from Moylan. Drops over to Perone. Perone driving baseline, hip to hip against White, no good. Gets her own rebound. Her putback was blocked. She gets it over to Moylan. Moylan from the elbow, no good. And Myers with her 11th rebound. So Myers now 11 points, 11 rebounds for the Cougars. CSI up by 27. Myers gives over to Spratley for 3, no good. Radoncic gets the offensive rebound. Radoncic running jumper, no good. Offensive rebound by White, and the putback is good. So White now with 9 points and 8 rebounds for Medgar. Another second chance point for Medgar. Medgar with 11 of those. Plamenko. Inside give. McEwen, she gives it over to Perone. Perone's going to go to the line after the foul by Radoncic. That'll be her 4th. You see the free throw numbers here. The Dolphins elevating that total. And the first one is a make. Dolphins have made 7 of their last 7 free throws after a 4 of 9 start. Second free throw is good for Perrone. Now Perrone sharing the team lead with 16 points. Tadaro comes back in along with Lena Batar. Nicole Mbesi has checked in for the Dolphins as well. Batar, Moylan, and Plamenko, the only Dolphins who've played that haven't hit the scorer's column. Meanwhile, this is White who will go to the line, and it looks like it'll be on DeMontreux, the foul. More free throw numbers. Dolphins have made their last 8 free throws. Medgar 7 of 13. They stay above the 50% mark. And for Cindy White, she gets into double figures today. She's 2 rebounds away from a double-double. 10 points, 8 rebounds for her. Second free throw is good. Make that 11 points. She sat most of the first half in foul trouble as well. Dolphins lead cut down to 25. Nicole Mbesi, one of 3 seniors on this team, gives over to Plamenko. Plamenko for 3, no good, missed it. Kept alive, back into the hands of Plamenko. Drives inside, the layup is good. And so Plamenko hits the scoring sheet for the first time after 4 attempts. Dolphins back up by 27. As White now for a long range 2, that's good. And now White with 13 points. DeMontreux working to her left, gets a lane, drops off to Tadaro. Tadaro gives it back to DeMontreux for 2, no good. Rebound Spratley. So we got 4.5 minutes to play here. Simmons with possession. Gets a screen from White. White gets it back. Long range 2. No good. Side of the rim. And CSI sees it go out of bounds as Camerlengo has come back in, replacing DeMontreux. And Tracy Simon has come into the game, replacing Diana Tadaro. Tracy Simon has scored 1 point this season for the Dolphins, so she's looking for her first field goal. And this is Camerlengo. Camerlengo now for 3. It's good. Christina Camerlengo. She was 0 for 5 from beyond the arc before that 3. So good confidence builder there. Brianna Rubisky has also checked in for the Dolphins. Dolphins up by 28. Comfortably in control. Simmons now from right at the stripe. That's a 2-pointer. And Simmons continues to lead Medgar Evers. She now has 16. Camerlengo to Batar. Batar from the elbow, that's good. And so now Batar has joined the scoring column. She's got her first bucket of the afternoon. And now it's Moylan and Tracy Simon as the only 2 Dolphins who have not scored in this game. Plamenko is getting set to come back in for the Dolphins. And White puts up a short jumper. No good. Offensive rebound blocked by Simon. Tracy Simon scores a rebound. This is Batar down low. Dolphins almost lose it. They do. And we're going to get a foul by Tracy Simon. Plamenko will come back into the game for the Dolphins. You got a chance to see that last replay. Simon picked up the foul. Medgar Evers with 3 minutes. We'll have a full 30 here to operate. Down the floor. Simmons controls. After Carrington had fouled out earlier in this quarter, Simmons has assumed point guard duties. We're going to have a foul whistled against Plamenko, I believe. So for Plamenko, that's her first personal. Third team foul for the Dolphins in this period. White dribbles to her right, Puts up a jumper, no good. It's an air ball into the hands of Camerlengo. Camerlengo needs to raise her head. She missed everybody down low. Brianna Rybicki is a little taken aback. She was wide open, and Camerlengo never raised her head. Well, there's the block by Simon earlier. Camerlengo goes to the line. No good. Camerlengo 0 for 1. Second free throw is good by Camerlengo, who now has 8 points in the game. Dolphins up comfortably now. A chance to finish things off correctly as a lot of bodies bumping on the inside. Looks like Lena Batar will get called for the foul. That's her third, and it will send Simmons to the line. Simmons has had herself a nice afternoon. She's got 16 points, 5 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. This one is good, so make that 4 of 5 and 17 now for Simmons. Elena DiMontro has come back into the game, replacing Camerlengo. Second free throw for Simmons is up and good. So Simmons now with 18 points to lead Medgar Evers. They are down by 27 here. Final stages of this one. Rybicki passes up, gives over to DiMontro. Back over to DiMontro to Plamenco. Plamenco gets a lane, inside give. Simon off the glass, no good. Battling for the rebound, but she's gonna get called for the foul as she reached over the back of Radoncic. And that'll be Simon's second personal. And this will be a shooting foul because the Dolphins are now officially over the limit. And Radoncic is going to go to the free throw line. She's 1 for 2 today. Radoncic with 3 points in total in 20 minutes. She's taken 6 shots. Her free throw attempts earlier were the first of her career. And now she's 1 for 3. Second free throw is up and good. So, Cougars cut the lead to 26. Plamenco, DiMontro, Rybicki, inside give. Simon off the glass, no good, too strong. And it will go over to Myers. Myers to Simmons. Simmons gives it over to Radoncic, and that jumper is good. So Radoncic now with 6 points, cuts the lead to 24. Rybicki, DiMontro, Plamenco, thought about a 3, back to DiMontro. Rybicki, cross court, Plamenco, DiMontro, cross court, Rybicki, long range 2-pointer, that's good. Brianna Rybicki. Dolphins breaking up a 5-0 Medgar run. This is White. There's a bucket and the foul. So foul will be on 44, Tracy Simon. That's her third. And for White, she has 15 points now, looking to make it 16. Free throw is in. So White 4 for 5 from the line. And Medgar Evers, with their highest scoring quarter here, we still got a minute to go, they've scored 17. Medgar averaging 42 points per game. Simon will go to the line. Simon this season, 1 for 4 from the free throw line. And for Radoncic, that was her 5th personal foul, so she is now fouled out of the game. Simon's first free throw is good. She's got 2 points for the season. She's 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Second free throw for Simon, no good, and the fight for the rebound spills out of bounds. This will be Medgar Evers basketball. So the Dolphins will improve to 16-4 overall and 10-1 in the conference. They will remain tied atop the first place in the standings with Hunter College. They have a head-to-head game left in their schedule. A game that could very well determine the regular season championship. We have a jump ball possession to Medgar Evers as White and Simon, of course, got held up with the ball. 6-second differential between game and shot clock. Medgar gets a fresh 30 out of this. And a foul. That'll be on Simon. It'll be her fourth. So Cindy White, a chance to score 2 more here. Cindy White averaging 9 points per game. She now has 17 in this one, make it 18. Go along with 9 rebounds. She's been impressive today, and remember, she didn't play much in the first half because of foul trouble. Dolphins will hold things up. They can either shoot the last shot or take a violation, but Bitar will shoot one. Offensive rebound, and Medgar Evers will have the final opportunity. Stripped of the ball, Simmons gets possession, and a timeout called by Medgar. And that's what we mean by not giving up until the final seconds. That's what this Cougars team is all about. This game well in hand, but Simmons racing out, putting herself on the floor, getting to the loose ball, and then having the wherewithal to call timeout and not get charged for a travel violation. In any event, Dolphins get ready to put the finishing touches on this one. 7.8 seconds to go. Simmons has a chance for the last shot. A very deep three, no good. Offensive rebound by Myers, put back no good as a foul with 0.3 seconds to go. There was 0.3 with that foul. It will be on 22, Lena Bitar. And for Lena Bitar, that'll be her fourth. Myers will get set here to shoot 2. Myers with her 12th point. 0.3 seconds left. The only thing in doubt now is the final score. Myers, second free throw is good. And so it would appear our final score will be the Dolphins 79 and the Medgar Evers College Cougars 58. So the CSI Dolphins will finish at the end of this game with an overall record of 16-4, 10-1 in conference play. Strong game all around. Dolphins score 39 points in the second half. Medgar Evers 38 points in the second half. And CSI will send over Rosa Perone. Hello, Rosa. Hold on, let's get you settled. This way.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
Yes.
All right, Rose. So solid win. You know, you guys on paper were obviously favored over Medgar Evers. You had played them early in the season. But Coach was telling us a lot about some new techniques on defense. Tell us a little bit about some of the new incorporations you guys did today.
Well, today we started out in a zone, which helped us a lot because we could fill in the gaps. We could do a lot on the zone. Whereas if we were in man, it might have been easier for the girls to get around us, which is what we're working on now, trying to stay in front of our girl and just not let them get by us and score.
And so, Rose, you came off the bench in this game, 16 points, 9 rebounds. When you come off the bench like that and the first wave of players have had a chance to kind of soften up the defense, how does it make your life easier on the interior?
Well, coming off the bench, you could see like what's going on, and you know, okay, the girl maybe didn't get there to get a baseline cut. So, okay, Rosa, you get there. I'll do that. Or even anyone coming off the bench, it's like, okay, you see what they're coming out for, so you go in there and you fix it and you do what they should have done.
So, Rose, this is your 6th straight victory in a row. It's the longest under head coach Nicole Sarcone. Do you feel like the team is playing its best basketball right now?
In our last 2 games, we weren't playing our best basketball, but I think this was a turnaround, and hopefully from now on we'll just have a straight winning streak, hopefully. But we have York next, and we're not going to look past them. We're going to come out, score our highest, hopefully, and, we're going to look forward to the rest of the season.
Okay, so last one for me. You've obviously seen every CUNY team at least once. You guys are sitting at the top of the standings with Hunter College. What's it going to take for you guys now to get through this second round of opponents in the CUNY and come out on top and win this thing?
Well, Coach Nicole always says, come out and be the aggressor. So coming out in Hunter, coming out in Brooklyn, we're going to have to just be the aggressor and play up and not, back off at all and not be lazy. We have to, play our hardest and play our best defense, and hopefully, I think personally, that it'll make us win.
All right, Rosa, you had a great game today. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Rosa Perone, one of 3 seniors on this CSI Dolphins team, helping the Dolphins today. She had 16 points and 9 rebounds. She added a couple of block shots as well, and she helped the CSI Dolphins to the final score that you see on your screen. Once again, the final score is 79-58. The next time we will be in action here on CSI Sportsnet will be a week from today. It will be the CSI women's turn to have an alumni day. Their alumni game will be at 11 a.m. Then they face off against Brooklyn, a huge showdown against the Bulldogs at 1 o'clock, and the CSI men will play Brooklyn at 3 o'clock. So for all of us here at the College of Staten Island, for our statistics team on the other side of the floor, Tom Krichkowski and Samantha Flecker, our camera operators today, Joe Cusimano and Rebecca DeLoya, and of course Nick Durst, our engineer. I'm David Pizzuto, wishing you a very happy rest of the weekend. Once again, your final score, it's the Dolphins 79 and the Cougars 58. Thanks for joining us, everyone.